Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon for notifications. Coming to this video, we are going to discuss about data types in C. And what is a data type? Why do we use data types in programming languages? What are the different data types do we have in C? Syntaxes and examples of each and every data type. What are modifiers? What are the different types of modifiers? So basically, data type is used to define the type of the data we are going to use, or data type is used to declare the type of variables and functions, as it is the factor to determine how much space it will occupy in the memory. It plays a very key role in the program. There are four different kinds of data types in C. They are primitive data types, derived data types, user-defined data types, and void. So first, we'll have look at primitive data types. Primitive data types are fundamental data types in C. These data types will not composed of any other data types. These are predefined in C compiler. We have four different types of primitive data types. They are integer, character, float, and double. Now we'll see integer data type. This data type is represented by int keyword and uses %d as a format specifier. This is used to read and write integer type of values in the program. In 32-bit computer, it will occupy 4 bytes. Now, we will have look at syntax and how to read and write the integer values in C programming. So, this is the syntax to read and print integer values. First, we have to declare a variable of type integer. So, we use int keyword and we have declared a variable int a semicolon, and then we are giving an output message to output screen that you have to enter a value. Then we are reading the variable by %d as a format specifier for integer value and &a. Then printf %d. We are saying that we are printing an integer value and we are printing the variable name called a. So this is the syntax to print the integer data type. In next video, I will clearly explain about scanf and printf statements. Next, what are modifiers in C? So up till now, we have seen integer data type. If we want to change the properties of a data type, we will use these kind of modifiers. These modifiers will change or modify allocated memory for a variable. So data types modifiers are keywords which are prefixed before the data types, and also these are used to change the properties of the data type. Okay, these are mainly used to change or modify the allocated memory space. These are of 5 types: short, long, signed, unsigned, and long. These all keywords will be placed before the data type to change the properties of the data types. Here we'll have a look at syntax of the modifier. So here we have to write the modifier, that is short, long, int, like short, long, signed or unsigned. Then we have to mention the data type, then variable name, and then semicolon. For example, if we want to read or if we want to declare or initialize an unsigned integer variable, this is the syntax: unsigned int b is equal to 10. Okay. So B variable will be initialized value with 10. which is a positive value. Then signed int b is equal to 10. This 10 will be negative integer because we are using signed keyword here. So as integers are of positive type, negative type and 0, we can use signed or unsigned int to specify which type of integer we are using. If there is no specially mentioned value, like if you not mention signed int or unsigned int, it will be defaultly taken as unsigned, that is positive value. If we mention it is a signed int as shown in example like signed int b is equal to 10, then that value will be considered as the negative value. We can also write the statement as unsigned int b is equal to 10, but we should not write signed int b is equal to minus 10 because signed int itself says that it is a negative value. So compiler will throws error if you write signed int b is equal to minus 10. I hope signed and unsigned is clear. Simply we have two types of integers and 0, negative and positive kind of integers. If you want to read or write negative integers, simply use signed keyword. If not, unsigned or mentioning unsigned is of no use. Just it is indicating to user that it is a positive value. That's it. Next, we'll see what is a short int. So short int takes less storage and also it has shorter range than integer variable. So first, as we have seen syntax, we have to write data type, like we have to write modifier that is short, then data type integer, then variable student number. So short int student number is an example of short modifier. In short int also we can have two types, signed short int and unsigned short int. Here are the ranges for different kinds of integers. That is signed integer, we have range from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. From 32,769 to 32,766 variables, like 66 numbers can be stored in signed integer variables. Whereas we know that unsigned integers are positive numbers. It starts from 0 to 65,535. Similarly, we have ranges for signed short int, unsigned short int, signed long int, and unsigned long int. Remembering of these values is of no use, but sometimes you may get these kind of questions in placement examinations. Okay, so short int, long int will be of 4 types. It will occupy 4 bytes of memory. Then we'll have float data type. Float is used to store real numbers or numbers with decimal spaces. Percentile F is a format specifier which is used to read and print the float values. Generally, float doesn't have any type modifiers because we will not use any kind of type modifiers as we have used for int. Float is just used to read and write the values with decimal numbers. So here is the syntax to declare a float variable, to read a float variable, and to write a float variable to the output screen. So in the first line, float a. So a is a variable of type float, and then with percentile f as a modifier, we are reading a variable, and then we are printing a variable to output screen using percentile f format specifier. Next is the double data type. Double data type is similar to floating data type. It is used to store the decimal values, but it has higher precision than the float. Double can store up to 10 digits of precision. For example, here double D is equal to 1167 point so on. So after point we can store up to 10 values if we use double data types. It occupies 8 bytes of memory. We can also use a type modifier long for the double data type. So generally long double will be used if we want quadruple data precision. The format specifier for double variable is percentile LF. Okay, now we'll see how to declare a double variable, how to read a double variable, and how to print double variable to the output screen. So first, double A semicolon. This is declaration of variable A using double data type. Then scanf percentile LF comma ampersand A. This statement is used to read double variable, and then print F percentile LF comma A. This is used to print the variable which have been read in the previous statement. So this is all about double data type. Then we'll see the character data type. So character type is generally used to store values from capital A to capital Z and small a to small z. It can also store integer values. So we can use unsigned int. So we can use signed and unsigned modifiers here. So basically we can store character. So basically we can store integer variables in character data type. So we can use signed and unsigned as modifiers here. This occupies only single byte of memory, and also we should use single quotes to store a single character, and for string we have to use double quote. So the format specifier for character variable is percentile C. Here is an example to declare a character variable, to read a character variable, and to print a character variable. So char is a keyword used to declare character variable. So char A, scanf percentile C is the format specifier. Scanf percentile C comma and A, this is reading of a character variable. Then print F percentile C comma A. This prints the character variable A to the output screen. So we can initialize the character variable also. So let us have a look how we can initialize a character variable. So char student grade is equal to A, which is enclosed in single quotes. As we have discussed, one character can be enclosed in single quotes, whereas a string should be enclosed in double quotes. Then we can also store integer kind of values in character variable. So char student pin is equal to 23. Here integer number is being stored in character type of variable. So the importance of signed and unsigned comes when we store the integer value in character variable. For example, signed char A is equal to 5. So the value of A will be -5. -5 will be stored in data area of A. I hope this is very clear to you. And this is all about primitive data types. Now comes the derived data types. Derived data types generally are composed of primitive data types. These are derived from fundamental data types like int, char, float, and double. These are also known as composite data types because these are composed of primitive data types. There are 4 types of derived data types. There are arrays, pointers, structure, and union. So first of all, what is an array? If we want to store a lot of values of same data type, then we can use this array. For example, if we want to store 20 or 30 values of integer type variables in one variable, if we want to store a lot of variables, if we want to store a lot of values of same data type, then we can use array. That is, if we want to store 20 or 30 values of integer in one variable, we can use array. So array is collection of homogeneous type of data, or collection of same type of data is known as array. We can have array of type integer, character, float and double. Syntax to declare array is data type followed by variable name and size of array closed in brackets, okay, square brackets. Here there is an example for declaration of an array int student 30. So here we can store 30 students data that is of integer type. Array index generally starts from 0 and ends at n minus 1. For example, here it will start with student 0, student 1, student 2, so on up till student 29. Student 30 memory location will not exist. We'll see clearly about arrays in arrays video. Then comes the pointer. Pointer is a variable which is used to store the address of the another variable. For example, if we have integer named student and we have pointer named address, this student can be stored in address variable. Okay, we can have also null pointers. Null pointer value will be a 0. Syntax of pointer or syntax to declare a pointer is, first we have to mention the data type star, then variable name. For example, int star pointer. So it will store address of an integer variable. Okay. Here we have an example. Int a is equal to 9. Int star pointer. Pointer is equal to and a. So in this third statement, we are assigning address of variable a to pointer variable. Okay. Next, printf %d star pointer. Star is used to access the value stored in that variable. Okay. So here 9 will be printed and is used to allocate the address, whereas star is used to access the value. If we print the pointer value, then address will be printed. If we print star pointer, then value will be printed. So star is used to denote that p is a pointer variable and it is not a normal variable, and is used to get the address of variable, whereas star is used to get the value of the variable that pointer is pointing to. Okay. Then comes the structure. Up till now we have seen that data types, and also we have seen arrays which can store same type of data or homogeneous type of data. If we want to store multiple data types of data, for example, a student has name, roll number, rank, grade, etc. These all will be of different types, right? Roll number will be of type integer, name will be character array, grade will be character, rank will be an integer. So if we want to store these all kind of data, then we can use this data type called structure. So structure is collection of heterogeneous type of data. The keyword used here is struct. Structure can be created inside the main method or outside of the main method. Structure syntax is shown here. Struct followed by structure name or structure tag. This is the user defined identifier. Then opening brace. Then comes the variable names like int, pin number, char, student name array, char, grade, int, rank, like that. Then closing parenthesis and structure variable. So structure variables are used to access the members of the structure. We'll see an example. So struct student. Student is a structure name here. Then character name, which is of type array. Then integer age, character branch, which is of type array again, integer pin number, and character grade. Closing brace, semicolon. We can use structure variable here, or we can create it in the main function itself. So structure variable is used to access the members of a structure. Like if we want to access the age value, we can use structure variable and we can access it. This we will see clearly in structure video. Then comes the union. Union is also same as structure. It is also used to store different kind of data or heterogeneous types of data. It is very efficient to use same memory location for multiple purposes. Syntax, keyword used is union, then comes the union tag, opening brace. Those variables which are to be used should be enclosed in these braces, and then one or more union variables. In structure also we can use one or more structure variables. So here is an example. Union employee will have employee ID of type integer array, then character employee name. This is employee name of character array type. Then we'll have float salary. Then data is the union variable which is used to access employee ID, employee name, and salary. So union is also used to store heterogeneous kind of data, and structure is also used to store heterogeneous kind of data. Then what is the difference between structure and union? Yes, here memory allocation will be different for union and structure. This we will discuss clearly in the difference between structure and union video. And next will be user defined data types. So what are user defined data types? User defined data types are those which will be defined by the user itself. We have two kinds of user defined data types. Those are enumerator and typedef. First we'll see enumerator and then we'll go to typedef. Enumerator is a user defined data type in C, and it is used to store integral constants which is used to assign with the names. If we use enumerator in our program, it will be very easy to read and it will be very easy to maintain also. The keyword used to represent the enumerator is enum. Generally, enumerators enhances the readability of the code. So using of enumerator will enhance the readability of the code, and also it will be very easy to maintain the code, and it will also improve the flexibility of the code. We can declare enum in two ways. First thing, enum keyword, then variable name, opening brace, followed by variables we want to store in enum. Constant 1 will be assigned with integral value 0, constant 2 will be assigned with integral value 1, and so on. Constant n will be assigned with integral value n minus 1. If we want to store modified integral values, we can use assignment operator and we can initialize. For example, here enum keyword followed by variable name suite, opening brace, club is equal to 0, diamonds is equal to 10, hearts is equal to 20, spades is equal to 3, closing brace followed by semicolon. Here, integral values, if not initialized, club will be 0, diamond will be 1, hearts will be 2, spades will be 3. But we have modified by using assignment operator by initializing the values. The final user defined data type is typedef. Generally, typedef is used to assign alternative names to existing data types. For example, we have integer data type, right? We can assign an alternative name or alias name to the integer variable using typedef, meaningful names to already existing variables in C program. We'll see the syntax of the typedef. First, we have to write typedef, then the existing name, for example, int, then alias name, for example, unit. So existing name is already existing variable name or predefined keyword, and alias name is given to existing variable. And here is an example, type def short int and. So short int is given an alternative name as and. So we can declare the variables using and. So here we declared A and B using and word. So what does this A and B refers to? Short int. So we can assign alternative names using typedef keyword. Then comes, so if we doesn't want to use any kind of these data types like integer, float, double, structure, array, then we can use void. What does void mean? Void means nothing. If we doesn't want to use any data types existing in C, we can use void. Void means nothing. We can use it to define or if we can use it to declare a function or a pointer. For example, if we declare a function using void as a data type, the function will return nothing. Here void average. So the function is returning nothing. Int average opening parenthesis void. So here we are not giving any kind of arguments. Then opening and closing parenthesis which have returned 5, right? So this is returning the 5 value to the function as it is expecting to return something as we have used keyword int. So void means nothing. If we doesn't want to return from a function, then we use void, and if we doesn't have any parameters to give to the function, then we can use void. We can also use void pointers also. We'll see that in pointers video very clearly. I hope all these data types are very clear to you. If you have any doubts, please do post them in the comment section. And please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you.